Hey,
Hey, Linda, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How about you?
Not good, doing really good. We're going to jump into the question of the day, right? It sounds like we've got a good one here about categories when matching transactions. So basically, this one, we've got a person that's a little bit newer. Welcome to QuickBooks Online, but had questions on what to categorize things on, how to figure out how to learn that, because the books that she dove into seem to be awry. What do you think? What's the best suggestion of how to go forward with that?
I think she should really look into, well, first of all, whatever her industry is, I would go on Google and type in, if she's a law firm,
Hmm.
law firm chart of accounts, and that will bring up like a standard one. QuickBooks gives you a boilerplate, so she could actually go onto the sample file if you want to do that and just see what's the general ones. If somebody's really butchered it, then you'll be able to notice from just the sample file what should really technically be in there.
Yeah.
And then, I would start from there. And I mean, what do you think? You think that they should maybe run some reports and see what's in the categories?
Well, so there's a couple ways to do it. That's a good idea with like the sample account. What you could do is if you go into like a sample company file, you can actually go into your chart of accounts and then just go in and click on new. It's kind of a weird way to learn it, but if you go in, they're going to give you descriptions. So if you take a little bit of time and you go through and you find your expense accounts, right, and your cost of goods, and go one at a time and just kind of read through it. It's going to show you advertising, promotional. It's going to tell you the things you should, like yellow pages, newspaper, so forth. Click the next one, and then the next one. And by doing that, you're going to see what Intuit has suggested different account types could be and what would go into there. Another way to do it, of course, probably the best way is if you can sit down with the owner or the manager of the company. And I always, when I'm doing a review, if I'm trying to find challenges, I'm going to pull up a report that's going to do a profit and loss by month. And on purpose, I want to see all of the different categories. So if I come up here, I'm going to go to see if we get more information. We'll go last year. Run the report. Apparently we'll do this year.
That's a sample file. It's always in the
Run
future,
report.
like 2022 or something.
Yeah. The goal is we're trying to get a report that would show all of the various months and would actually show activity in them so you can start to see where the variances might be at. With the owner or the manager there, if they are saying that there's concerns about the numbers being correct or incorrect, they can help point out and say, well, hey, my design income seems a little low. So I'd click on that number and it will pull up all of the transactions that happened in that period of time. And it's a good way for you guys to get to know each other, for you to figure out maybe how this part, sales receipts and invoices, are being done. But from the names, you'll start to pick up maybe if something got misclassified.
Mm-hmm.
And if you find that, then you can go into the expense section and you can actually start to rework what the different categories were. Maybe do a filter first, try to filter it down, and then you can batch make changes. If you happen to have access to QuickBooks Online for accountants, there's even more powerful tools that can help you with the reclassification and categorization that would make it a little bit faster.
Yeah, the old reclass tool. We love that one. But
Oh,
even here, I mean, you can go under each vendor too. If you go into each vendor name and go into the transactions, you can kind of get an idea.
mm-hmm.
Just pick one and just go into the detail. You can see that those are all meals and entertainment. So then you know that that's probably the right place for that Bob's Burger joint. And, you can change the category there. So, I mean, it's always a simple way to go through it. So, yeah.
Just want to be careful doing batch stuff that you get the exact ones that you want. And then the last part would be, if that kind of fixes the historical stuff, the next part would be taking care of the forward stuff. That's where I really like the bank rules. So taking the time to learn more about bank rules, how they work, it'll be a time saver, big time saver.
You've got like 3 or 4 blogs. I know I've done a
Yeah.
couple, but you've got like a nice series. So we should attach that to the question so she can have access to that.
I will. We'll do a link to it. We did it. Bank rules are kind of my favorite thing and trying to play with them. So I've done a 3-part series that goes through and tries to really explain each of the sections, how they work, some examples, to try to be able to kind of help out. So definitely worth spending a little bit of time through here. And if you've got questions on them, reach out. Linda and I are both happy to help anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, Lynda, I think that does it for today. Thank you so much for the time. And here's wishing everybody a very successful week.
Absolutely. See you tomorrow.
See ya.